So when you do that, your net payments are lower with this option than this option. So actually, with this option as well, you have a higher cash flow. Now I'm going to go into the next lesson, different ways of doing refis. This is the scenario. You purchased this $200,000 property. Let's just say you kept it, you bought it in a good area. So in 5 years, this property is worth $300,000. Partially because you did some stuff yourself, you painted it, you fixed it up, so on. Or your investment group painted it, fixed it up, did basic things but made it look nicer. So now the property is worth $300,000. Okay? This is an owner-occupied multi-unit property, okay? Now the loan is about $150,000, like we said. We'll just keep it simple. And we're not gonna account like the loan got paid down over the 5 years and so on. We're just gonna keep it flat, we'll keep it simple to keep the number simple. So the property you purchased it for $200,000, loan of $150,000, and current market value is $300,000. So the question is, what should you do in this scenario? So option one is obviously do nothing. So I don't really need to run numbers on that, do nothing. Option two is refinance the first mortgage, $150,000 refi. I would go from, right now I'm going from 4.99% to 2.69%. In this scenario, I would save roughly $200 a month. This is times 12, $2,400 saved. And then I still have remaining here, because in an owner-occupied property, you can go up to 89.9% roughly in most markets. So the max loan amount is $270,000, $270 minus $150. You can get a HELOC, a second loan, for $120,000. $120,000, and normally the closing, you don't have any closing costs on the home equity line of credit, or it's like $500. It's very small. $120,000 line of credit, if you don't take any of the money out, additional payments are $0. If you take the money out, normally it's around 4 to 5% loan. So let's say 5%, it's $6,000 a year. So it'd be $6,000 for you to use the money. But if you're, which is a negative figure, but if you're looking and you do well, like I do, I normally make about 20 to 25% on my money. So even though it cost me 5%, let's just say I make 20% of my money, I would make $224,000 additional with this money. So I would make a net positive $18,000. So you saved $2,400 and you made $18,000 on this refi. So an option two, though, would be not to do a home equity line of credit, which is just to do a cash out refi. And a cash out refi in a owner-occupied property will allow you to go to 80%. So this new loan is not $150,000. At 80% of this figure is $240,000. $240,000. You're taking $150,000 to pay off your first loan, and you're paying all the closing costs. We're gonna make it all equal because you had closing costs here, you had closing costs there. The issue now, and why I don't like the second option, it's very rare that I like the second option, is because the closing cost now, when you're doing cash out, can sometimes be around $5,000 additional closing costs. So to get this $90,000, which is nice, will cost you $5,000 extra in closing costs. So you would get $85,000. I would be able to do the same thing here and get a home equity line of credit for the difference. But the difference between these two options is $5,000 extra in closing costs, which I would try to avoid having to spend. It's very rare. Sometimes I will go this way. I have to review the financials to give you that answer. But in this scenario, you're getting $85,000 cash. You would then still get a home equity line of credit for the other 10%, which is going to be another $30K on the HELOC. And you'll be able to reinvest that money, and your return on investment would be similar to this one over here, except it costs you $5,000 more to get the loan. There is slight differences, but this is the main difference, is paying the $5,000 extra. Now, one other thing is, with this one here, because you have this first loan is now $240,000, you're paying principal as well when you do a full refi. On a home equity line of credit, normally, and you should always try to do this, normally they're interest only. So when you do that, your net payments are lower with this option than this option. So actually, with this option as well, you have a higher cash flow. So a lot of this is gonna be like, that's a lot of data. I'm gonna agree with you. That's a lot of data. But you have to constantly run your numbers, and then this is gonna make more sense. Because if you run your numbers enough time, you're gonna start realizing, okay, I see what he's saying. I already ran the numbers out before, and I get what he's saying.